Welcome to Daily Harmony. Today we're getting into something really quite deep from A Course in Miracles.
We are. It's lesson 166.
Right, lesson 166.
Mm.
I am entrusted with the gifts of God. It sounds simple, but there's a lot there.
There really is. We've looked at the lesson itself, from the workbook, and a study guide on it, plus an essay called Entrusted with Gifts.
Yeah, so our plan today is to really try and unpack what these gifts actually are, according to the Course.
And maybe even more importantly, why this specific word, entrusted, is used. It feels significant.
It does. And then, the practical side, how can you actually connect with this? How does it show up in your life?
Okay, so let's start there. These gifts of God, what are we actually talking about? It's more than just, I don't know, being good at singing, right?
Definitely more. Although, yeah, talents are part of it. But the sources, they talk about it much more broadly.
Oh, so.
Well, they mention unique talents, sure, but also these inherent qualities, abilities we just have.
Like innate things.
Exactly, innate qualities. Think about maybe someone who's just naturally empathetic. They just get people.
Or someone with like incredible patience. Or just warmth.
Yes. Or that person who always seems to know the right thing to say, or who has this kind of infectious optimism.
Those are gifts, too, in this context, not just the flashy stuff.
Precisely. The Course seems to be saying these qualities, these abilities, they're bestowed on us, given.
Which leads right into that word entrusted. Because if they're given...
Then maybe they're not just ours in the way we usually think of possessions.
Uh-huh. That's a big shift, isn't it? What does thinking you're entrusted with your optimism, for example, actually change?
Well, the sources really emphasize this. It moves us away from seeing these things as purely personal achievements. Like, I am optimistic versus optimism is a gift I've been entrusted with.
Okay, I see. It implies maybe a responsibility.
Exactly. The Course talks about us being stewards, like we're looking after something valuable that comes from God or a higher source.
Custodians, maybe?
Yeah, custodians is a good word, too. And if you're a custodian of something precious...
You have a duty to care for it, perhaps, and maybe use it properly.
Right. It suggests these gifts aren't just for our own private enjoyment or benefit.
So it ties into a bigger picture.
Absolutely. The sources suggest this understanding helps dissolve that feeling of being, separate little islands.
Ah, interconnectedness. That's a huge theme in the Course.
It is. If these gifts flow from a single source and are given to all of us in different ways, then using them connects us.
It connects us back to the source
Mm-hmm.
and also to each other.
Yeah. And recognizing that connection, that stewardship, it can really give you a sense of purpose, can't it?
Definitely. It answers that why am I here question in a way, or at least provides a direction. It's not just random that you have this quality or that talent.
So for you listening, what's the real, day-to-day impact of getting this?
How does it change how you, say, interact with your colleagues or family?
Well, the sources suggest that really feeling entrusted with gifts like kindness or patience or creativity, it strengthens your commitment to actually using them.
Extending them outwards.
Yes. Extending love, extending kindness. You start seeing yourself less as just me acting and more as...
A channel, a conduit.
Exactly. A channel for something loving, something positive, something bigger than just your own personality.
And the good news is, it's not just theory. The sources we looked at are pretty practical about how to engage with this.
Which is great, because sometimes these ideas can feel a bit abstract.
Right. So one really clear thing that comes through is the focus on, simple acts of kindness.
Yeah, the study guide really picked up on that. It's not always about grand gestures.
No, it's the small things. Helping a neighbor carry their groceries, offering a genuine compliment, really listening when someone needs to talk.
And seeing those actions as ways you're using the gifts you've been entrusted with. Maybe the gift of helpfulness or attentiveness or simply presence.
And the idea is that these small acts, they ripple outwards, don't they? They have an effect beyond the immediate moment.
For sure. Another practical area mentioned is creative expression.
Ah, yes. So if you paint or write or sing or garden or cook, anything creative.
Using those talents isn't just a hobby. It can be seen as actively sharing a divine gift.
And the intention matters, right? Doing it not just for yourself, but potentially to uplift or bring joy to others. Sharing the beauty or insight you feel coming through you.
It's a very tangible way to manifest these inner gifts.
And then there's the inner work, the reflection part.
Right, like the gratitude reflection exercise that was mentioned.
Taking a moment, maybe daily, to actually think about, okay, what gifts do I recognize in myself?
Actively identifying them. patience, humor, organizational skills, whatever it is.
And then the crucial second step, consciously considering, okay, how can I share this today? How can I use this gift in service somehow?
It makes it intentional, not just passively having the gift, but actively directing it.
Yeah, it's that stewardship idea in action. And meditation ties into this too, doesn't it?
It does. The suggestion is to focus your meditation sometimes on these gifts.
Visualizing them.
Yeah, visualizing them, feeling gratitude for them, and maybe picturing ways you can use them to contribute positively, to bring more light or peace into a situation.
So it really reinforces that connection between the inner recognition and the outer expression.
It seems the whole point is shifting from just having abilities to consciously using them for the benefit of all.
Exactly. Which brings us back to that core question posed in Lesson 166, the one that sort of sums it all up.
The one that really challenges you to think.
How can I more deeply recognize and honor the gifts I have been entrusted with? That's the first part, the inner recognition.
And in what ways can I share these gifts to contribute to the well-being of others? And there's the outward action.
It's such a direct call, isn't it? Both for self-awareness and for service.
Okay, so let's try and wrap up our thoughts on Lesson 166. I am entrusted with the gifts of God.
We started by seeing these gifts aren't just the obvious talents, but also those, fundamental qualities, kindness, patience, wisdom, joy.
Things inherent in you.
Yeah.
And we really dig into that powerful word, entrusted.
Yeah, understanding that we're stewards, not owners, and that this fosters a sense of connection, purpose.
And responsibility in a good way. Not a burden, but an opportunity.
Right. And we talked about practical ways to live this out.
Let's quickly recap those for everyone.
Okay, first, simple acts of kindness, everyday stuff, but seeing it as sharing your gifts.
Then using your creative expression, whatever form that takes, as a way to channel and share beauty or joy.
Taking time for gratitude reflection, actually naming your gifts and thinking about how to offer them.
And finally, using meditation to deepen that connection and visualize using your gifts for good.
And the key thing, the underlying motivation the Course points to, it's not about getting something back, is it?
No, not about personal gain or wanting applause. It's about understanding these gifts are meant to flow through you to benefit others.
Reflecting the generosity of the source they came from. Sharing becomes the natural outcome of recognizing the gift.
So maybe as you finish listening and go about your day, just consider, what's one small act of kindness you could do?
Or one talent you could express, even in a tiny way.
And maybe just try viewing that action through this lens. I'm using a gift I've been entrusted with. See if that shifts how it feels.
It might just change the energy behind it,
Absolutely. And this exploration today, it's really just scratching the surface of Lesson 166.
Oh, for sure. It's an ongoing practice. We really encourage you to keep pondering it, see how it feels in your own experience.
What other gifts might start to surface as you pay attention? What other ways to share them might occur to you?
It's a journey, isn't it? A journey of discovery and application, constantly learning and growing in how we share the light we've been given.